Not. Let's see. All right, so we'll do a little bit of a different thing today, and we'll try some cooking. So these are the Takenoko bamboo shoots that we pulled earlier. We are first going to wash them, and then we're going to boil them. We will boil them with some baking soda. If you have rice bran or rice nuka, you can use that. We don't. But first, we're going to take off some of these outer leaves. Give everything another wash. We washed it outside a little bit. But... Ow! A little pointy. A little sharp. All of these outer leaves will just go out to our compost. Or attempt at compost, more accurately. You want to wash as much dirt as you can off outside, which is why I sprayed them outside, because it's just not great on your sink and your plumbing. We have a net in here that'll catch anything but the very fine dirt. This guy might be too big, but we're going to try anyway. Next, we will need some baking soda. Keep that in mind. And we will need a big pot. And we will need to not melt the tripod. That would be bad. Can you see? Yes, you can. First, we are going to slice off a bit of the top at an angle. Next, we are going to cut about 1 centimeter deep. Cut a little slit. We don't want to go all the way through. This is to help us take the leaves off. And I don't know how much of the root to cut off. Let's cut off a little bit of the root here. That's probably good. And we will take off these outer layers, I think. Or not. My wonderful assistant tells me no. We're just going to repeat this on all of these guys. Again, I'm going to go about 1 centimeter deep. We want to be able to get all these leaves off easily later. And be careful, it's a little pointy. Sometimes it's quite sharp. You can look at that, it looks almost like an onion. You can see these little dots here. I don't know the significance of those. Maybe that's where roots come from. Cut off a little bit of that. And 2 more. I found that the big ones can sometimes be softer. I don't know. Maybe it's just my dirt. Yeah, this one's actually easier to cut into than some of the other ones. This guy is giant. We're going to start by getting his roots off. You do want to save some of the base. The base is good. Should I wear this as a hat? Be very careful with your knife. These can be quite tough. My knife is not dull. It's not super sharp, but it's not dull. This guy is really... But we have, for that, a plan B. Yeah, this guy's probably too woody. So we'll give him a skip. Compost pile. Wash as you go, wash as you go. Except for the cutting board, because I'll take care of it later. So next we want to get our pot, and we're going to start filling it with water. We want to try to keep track of how much water. Luckily, I have a way to do that. We are going to boil it. It can be hot water, doesn't really matter. So this is 1 liter. Not enough. Two liters. Nope, 1.5. 1.5 is the magic number today. And into that 1.5 liters of water, we will add some baking soda. How much? Each sample. 1.5 liters. 1.5 teaspoons. I thought it was tablespoons. I'm glad I have asked. Wife to save me. Thank you, wife. That's probably good. This is not a science. It's fine. And we will simply pull this guy over here. But we're not done yet. We still need to turn on the lights for one. But we want to keep these guys under the water. And I almost forgot. Some dried chilies. I don't even know what these are. We bought them at a Korean market. Actually, I bought them at a Korean market, I think before I met my wife, a couple years ago. And they're still strong. So, we are going to get this on the boil. I have an induction stove. You can use whatever you'd like. Since we do have baking soda in here, be careful. It might foam up. But he's cooking. And we'll be back in about... Oh, you're getting foggy. Sorry about that. You can see the water's changing color. That's a good thing. We'll be back. 40 minutes. I'm not as good as Jake Angelo Pazal. So what are we gonna do? We are going to take one of these guys all of these guys, or gals, whatever they are. That's pretty tough still. So this is a bamboo skewer. There's some resistance. Let's check our bigger ones. We're checking towards the root end. We just want to make sure that it's pretty much there. Like, there's resistance is okay, but you don't want to use technical terms. So this is fine. We are going to put a lid on it, and that's just going to hang out for the rest of the night. We still have the baking soda water in there, and basically it will be ready for us to continue with sometime tomorrow. See you then. Welcome back. The lid has changed, the contents have not. So we let this cool. The water is kind of a lovely blackish brown. And we are going to get rid of that water. Jumper. And we're going to give them a rinse. Since we made that cut, it should be pretty easy to pull these outer layers until you get to the heart of the thing. Like this. The outer layers we will throw away. I'm just kind of going by feel here. Maybe about here. And what we can do with this is make a few different dishes, but it should be nice and easy to slice now. We don't want to cut the hard part. We just want the nice soft part. Which is this. And now we are going to repeat. Same thing. Find our incision. Did I not make an incision? Where are you? Or if you're like me and you forgot. We'll cut into him now. Should be fine. This is a little one. And once again, the very hard outer layers will pull off. What we want is this guy. We're going to take this little bit of the top off and set him aside. Same thing here. Don't push too hard. You just want to cut the things that want to be cut. You can do whatever size you like. These are probably 3 or 4 mils. We'll just pull off what wants to come off. Anything that resists, compost. And moving up in size. I cut this guy a little too deep. We'll cut the top off. Can you actually see this? That's probably a good thing to check. Okay, yeah, you can see this. You can probably hear my dishwasher hanging out in the background doing its job. And I threw away the layers that I could cut. Oops. Not the end of the world. Take off the hard outer layers. I didn't cut this guy too deep, so we'll give him a cut now. Trying to find the direction it was growing, because it's usually pointed at one side or the other. Give him a cut. And we'll come in like this, cut off the top. If you want, you can see these little marks. You can cut those out if you like. You can eat them if you like, doesn't matter. And once again, the really hard guys we'll get rid of. And this part, we will cut as much as wants to be cut. Just take it. Anybody who wants to come out can come out. The rest is probably tough. We don't necessarily want to eat that. You probably could, some of it. I'm not an expert. And that leaves us with two different states. We have these, and we have what look like noodles. これは何すればいい？
下の方硬かったらちょっとこう、なんていうの、包丁でやったりとか、お箸でゴシゴシしても取れるって言ってた。
でも硬くないかな。チェック。
大丈夫か。この辺でも綺麗になんかこう。
If you want, you can come cut off the parts that are a different color. And if it's tough, you can cut it off. It depends upon what you're going for here. Okay. Like that. Just keep cutting along. This guy's a little hard on the bottom, so we'll cut a little bit more off. And just like that. これはこのままの形で使う。
あとは好きなように一口サイズに切ったりとかして食べる。で、保存するんだったらお水の中きれいに。
So if you want these to keep for a while in the fridge, you can put them in a container with water, cover them. If you're going to eat them, you can cut them into pieces and eat them. And we'll be back at some point with a cooking video. Bye bye.